Namaste. Welcome to all of you. Today I'll be discussing the meaning of the Isavasya Upanishad. This is the first Upanishad in the corpus of Upanishads. Very important Upanishad. And as we have seen already, the Upanishad is the foundation of Indian wisdom tradition. Without an understanding of the Upanishad, you have no way of getting into the heart of Indian wisdom. So Indian wisdom is an experiential wisdom, not just theoretical. Unless you immerse in that, you will not understand it. It is a life-transforming wisdom. That is the risk you are taking. You won't be the same person at the end of the day. You must jump into the abyss. That's the risk. So this Upanishad belongs to the Shukla Yajurveda. Yajurveda is one of the 4 Vedas. And Yajurveda itself has got 2 shakhas, 2 branches. The Shukla and the Krishna. Krishna Yajurveda, Shukla Yajurveda. This particular Upanishad belongs to the Shukla Yajurveda. There are 18 mantras in this Upanishad. One of the shortest, not one of the shortest Upanishad. 18 mantras. Mantra means mantra is a word for a Vedic words. Vedic words is called mantras. It has to be chanted in a particular way, with the right pitch, and you have to pronounce all syllables. You cannot swallow certain syllables. So it is believed when you chant these Vedic mantras, it affects your well-being. It helps increase your well-being, sense of well-being. It's a healing words. That's the beauty of this mantra. It heals you. It's like a prayer, more than a prayer. So there are 18 mantras in this Upanishad. And the Upanishad begins with the Dhyana sloka or Dhyana mantra. Dhyana mantra is like a gateway into the Upanishad. Let me put it that way. So Dhyana mantra of this particular Upanishad is, you all know this Dhyana mantra, Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnamudachyade, Purnasya, Purnamadaya, Purnameva Vashishyade. This is the Dhyana mantra. Because everything is complete, it says. You are complete. You belong to another larger complete. That belongs to another complete. Nothing is deficient in this world. Even a small lily is complete. A grain of sand under your feet is complete. An atom is complete. The solar system is complete. A cell is complete because from a cell you can create a whole human being. Like a holographic concept. So don't discredit anything. Don't look down upon anything. Everything has got value. Everything is complete. Everything is full. Everything is worship worthy. But everything belongs to something else also. So that's the idea of Purnamada, Purnamidam. That is complete. What is transcendental, metaphysical is complete. What is terrestrial, what you see around you also is complete. Everything is unique. So Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnat Purnamudachyade. All these little completes is all emerging from something larger. Purnat Purnamudachyade. Purnasya Purnamadaya. Even if this material world emerge from that transcendental realm, the transcendental realm remains inexhaustible, he says. Inexhaustible. It doesn't get exhausted. This is the beauty of this initial dhyana sloka. It requires a lot of meditation. Lot of meditation on this. The whole life you have to spend on this. You will never become bored in life at all. Oh, I have nothing to do. What will I do? I am bored with life. Meditate on this particular mantra. Your life will be enriched, enlarged, become more encompassing. That is why I gave this subtitle, All-Inclusive Transcendence. It's a transcendence which is not disconnected from the world or your daily problems. It's a transcendence which embraces everything with all its variety and pluralism. That's the idea. All-inclusive transcendence. Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnamudachyade, Purnasya, Purnamadaya, Purnamevavashishyade. That mantra is worth remembering, repeating every day. It is worth meditating. It will transform your life. It will give you that feeling of love for everything, respect for everything. And you also feel dignified and you become fearless just by meditating on this mantra. So that's called dhyana sloka, which is a gateway into this Upanishad. So I said there are 18 mantras in this Upanishad. Let me chant the first mantra and the last mantra. I'm not going to recite all the mantra, that will wear you down. I'll give you the meaning of everything so that even those who don't know Sanskrit, they feel worth spending their time on this lecture. The first mantra is a very powerful mantra. So you find the Upanishads are certain declarations, pronouncements about the ultimate truth. And the Upanishad also believes this world is only a shadow play. The world of matter and mind is only a shadow play. The reality is beyond. The reality is transcendent. Metaphysical is the reality. Physical is only a shadow. That's the Upanishad. It's worth meditating on that. How do you know this? How do you know this? Physical is shadow and the real is transcendental. How do you know this? Not by reason only. There is a certain reason, because the world is constantly changing. Nothing is fixed about it. So you are forced to look into something transcendental. There is a certain rationality behind it, but it is an insight. We call it intuitive insight. Yoga drishti, they say. You need a certain yogic vision. Mantra drishtara. Not simple logic. Logic is important. It can take you so far. From there you have to take a quantum leap. So, this particular word is yoga drishti, yogi pratyaksham, riship darshanam. That's how we come to this understanding. And we have to invest some energy into that. And try to live your life accordingly, according to this vision that the Upanishad gives you. So Upanishad believe that the material and the mental world is only a shadow play, and the reality is behind it, and you can access into that reality. All those things I have discussed earlier also. So the first mantra of the Upanishad is a very powerful mantra. It goes like this: Isavasyamidam sarvam yatkinja jagatyam jagad tena tyaktena bhunjidhaha ma grudha kasya svidhanam. I shall explain to you, don't worry. Let me repeat it once again. Isavasyamidam sarvam yatkinja jagatyam jagad tena tyaktena bhunjidhaha ma grudha kasya svidhanam. Don't you feel inspired when you hear it? It is good that you don't know the meaning. You have the feeling of this. That is more important. Meaning makes you, your brain, it's only a brain activity. It is not a inclusive. The feeling, the healing that you get when you listen to this. So that is the first mantra. And the last mantra also is very interesting. Om Agnena Yasubhadharaye Yasman Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidwan Yuyodyasmad Juhurana Menaha Bhuyishtam Te Namuktim Vidhema. That's the last mantra. Om Agnena Yasubhadharaye Yasman Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidwan Yuyodyasmad Juhurana Menaha Bhuyishtam Te Namuktim Vidhema. You don't have to know the meaning. Whether you are English speaking person or Chinese speaking person or a Italian or a Spanish, doesn't matter. The impact of the word and how the words roll and create that experience and feeling, that's more important. You become meditative when you listen to this. The first mantra and the last mantra I have chanted. Now so there are 18 mantras. Now let us see what is the meaning of the first mantra. The first mantras, there are 6 ideas that is discussed in this Upanishad. 6 ideas. These are life-transforming ideas. It should not just remain in your brain. It should seep into your heart, into your bones and marrows, and heal you completely. It's a healing mantra. So, what is the meaning of the first mantra? The first mantra makes a great pronouncement. And the pronouncement is, at the heart of this ever-changing universe, the universe is changing continuously, moving very fast. Movement, change, transformation is the nature of the universe. These 3 words are very important. Movement. Everything is moving in this world, isn't it? The earth is moving around itself, around the sun, and around the earth the moon is moving, and the whole solar system is moving around in the center of the galaxy, Milky Way. There is a black hole. Around it, the whole solar system is moving. Everything is moving. You are moving. Even when you sit in meditation, don't you move? That shows you are alive. Everything is moving. An atom is moving. The electron is moving around it. A molecule is moving. And as the movement takes place, transformation also takes place. Water become vapor, vapor become ice, ice become water, water become vapor, river become ocean, ocean become vapor again, vapor become clouds, cloud become rain, rain become river. You are changing from when you are born, you are like a little mouse, now you are a huge person, isn't it? What is not moving in this world? What is not changing in this world? What is not transforming in this world? So Upanishad says, Jagatyam Jagad. Jagat means this ever-moving, changing, transforming world. And everything in the world is constantly changing and transforming. Nothing is stationary in this world. It's a very dynamic picture the Upanishad gives. Everything is changing. The world itself is changing. Everything is transforming. But in the center of this ever-changing world is a certain stillness, silence, he says, which is the ultimate resource for the whole world. That stillness is called Ishvara. Ishvara in Sanskrit is called Ishvara or Brahman or Sat, the truth, which is the source of everything. So in the center of this ever-changing universe, holding all these changing phenomena, there is an organizing principle, conscious, intelligent, organizing principle. That conscious, intelligent, organizing principle is called Ishvara. That's the word used by the Upanishad. Therefore, the Upanishad is Isavasya midam sarvam. The Ishvara, that organizing principle, not only holds everything together in a meaningful way, this organizing principle lives in every entity in this universe. Whether it is a grain of sand or it's a flower or a solar system or whatever, everything is blessed by the presence and the touch of this organizing principle, which is called Ishvara or Bhagavan, another word used in Sanskrit. Bhagavan means Bhagaha Asyasti Bhagavan, one who can organize and control all this. Bhagavan, Ishvara or Brahman. And if you want, you can say Shiva. Why not? Why not? Whatever word you want to use, it doesn't matter as long as you have the idea. A rose is a rose is a rose by whatever word you use, isn't it? Doesn't matter what word you use. What is important is, do you have the idea? Do you get it? So this Ishvara who lives in the center of the universe, holding everything together, nurturing and nourishing everything, that is the Ishvara the Upanishad is revealing. And when you meditate on that, at this point you are identified with the body, mind, ego complex. This is me. So this body, mind, ego complex is experienced as part of this Ishvara. And you become more responsible, loving, caring. You have a depth now and a width, horizontally and vertically you expand. And the advice given is, therefore, this being the case, therefore, don't covet. Don't try to hold. Don't try to possess. But share. Share. Don't hold. Because all that you think are yours belongs to a higher entity. You're only a trustee of whatever you have. So the message is, therefore, let go. Rock and roll. Isn't it? Renounce and rejoice. Detach and enjoy. Adapt. Be resilient. Fall with the fall, as they say. You suddenly become, you are loose and flowing and flowering and all that, isn't it? When you meditate on this. So the advice given by the Rishi is, therefore, don't covet. Don't be jealous. Somebody may be intellectually superior to you, doesn't matter. He is your own expression, he says. Another maybe has poetic skill or some other skill, is your own extension. You don't let your teeth and the tongue fight. isn't it? Because both belongs to you. Both belongs to you. So this vision gives you a certain freedom. You become loving, caring. So the Upanishad advice, after saying this, at the center of this dynamic, ever-changing universe is a organizing principle, intelligence. And that organizing principle holds everything together. And you are part of the dance. Jump into that and flow with it. Therefore, the final advice, the life principle is, the final advice is, therefore don't covet. You don't lose anything. By giving, you are only receiving. By sharing, you are only enriching yourself. By respecting the other, you are respecting yourself. It's a very profound philosophy. The Upanishad gives you. So, Isavasya midam sarvam. This Ishvara principle lives in everything and envelops everything. Technically we say Ishvara is abhinna nimitta upadana karanam. I don't want to bring all these technical words to you. That doesn't matter. Those who are good in Sanskrit, they understand Ishvara is abhinna nimitta upadana karanam. This resource, this ultimate stuff, it is not empty. It is not nihilistic. It is not a Buddhist nihilistic philosophy. It is something sat. It is something existing. That should be very clear. It's Satkaryavat. Now the question is that all this play, all this manifestation and all, what is the purpose? Is there any purpose for the universe? The Upanishad says there is no purpose, it's a play. For play, there is no purpose. Isn't it? In the football ground, when this young man is running behind the football, he doesn't want to catch the football. He wants to kick it. So instead of seeking a purpose, not teleological, there is no teleological purpose there. Then why all this? It's a play. Like waves arising in the ocean. So therefore, make your life a play. You are not going to reach anywhere. You are already there. So all that you do become a play. Playfulness, as they say. It's called Leela Nyayam in Vedanta. So some people are trying for a purpose. I want to serve the world. That is my purpose. You may serve the world, but the world doesn't want your service, unfortunately. Therefore, you feel very bad. So even when you serve the world, it's a play for you. You enjoy doing it. You don't expect anything out of it. Because you have everything. You are the source of it. So therefore, this idea, Ishvara, God lives in the center of the universe. And the message is, therefore, don't covet. Don't be greedy. Share. Respect. Love. Let go. Unwind yourself. Be resilient. Be adaptive. You have the resource. You have the resource. Unless you take the risk, you will not realize you have the resource. If you live in fear, you don't get it. You don't get it. Jump into the ocean, then the swimming will develop in you. If you stay, in fear and hesitation, you don't discover who you are. That's the idea. That message of fearlessness, love, accommodation is given in the first verse itself. Then the Upanishad says, if you live with this vision, then you can live a healthy life for 120 years. Kurvanneveha karmani jijivishe shadagam samahaise. 120 years without losing your youth, without losing even one tooth, without losing even one strand of hair. I am making a little dramatic. Don't get carried away by my words. But then this is the situation. Bhagavan says you can live for 120 years. Kurvanneveha karmani jijivishe shadagam samaha. The Upanishad says 100 years, but I am adding another 20 years. Because somewhere else it's 120 years. 120 years because there's no stress on your life. There's no agitation. There's no stress. There's no anxiety. You're relaxed all the time. You're centered. Like a dancer. She may be, flailing her limbs and all that, but she's centered. You've touched the center of stillness, which is the ultimate resource. And hence, aspire to, Upanishad is telling you, aspire to live for 120 years. Jijivishe sadagam sama. Kurvanneveha karmani. And while you are living, you are not living like a vegetable. Kurvanneveha karmani. Very active, dynamically interacting, continuously unlearning and relearning. Rewiring yourself continuously. Discovering, rebirthing yourself continuously because you are the resource. Kurvanneveha karmani. Some people after 60 they say, I am retiring, I am dead, I am almost dying with one leg into the burial ground. No. You can renew yourself continuously. 120 years. Kurvanneveha karmani. Jiji Vishesha. It is your birthright to live for 120 years. And you will be surprised to know. Yesterday I was reading a Malayalam newspaper. That gives a picture of an old woman, 112 years old. Still living in Kerala. Not in some, Himalayan regions or somewhere, in Kerala. 112 years. She's a matriarch presiding over her brood of 117 children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, great-great-grandchildren, 117 of them. And she's still very vibrant and active, with no tooth missing, no hair going grey. They say because Malayalis use a lot of coconut oil, therefore they never grey. This is not a myth. It's not a story. It is something you can come to Kerala, not now because of COVID and all that. Later you can come to Kerala and meet this lady. 112 years. Another 80 years, I think she will. She may outlive even the Upanishadic prophecy. She may live more. Who knows? Who knows? But very active, he says. Not like a vegetable. So that's your privilege, he says. So that's the second idea. First idea was God lives in the center of everything. Second idea is, therefore, live 120 years, very active in the world. You may move from one domain to another domain. That's your privilege. But you have to be active. Activity is very important to live a healthy life. Exercise, right eating, meeting people, challenging them, being challenged. Moving from place to place, if possible, is necessary. Meeting different kind of people. Toying with the different ideas. Making yourself very fecund and fertile. That's what the Upanishad says. And the third idea is, this Ishvara, you can access in your heart. This is a quantum leap. The Ishvara is not just a theoretical concept, it's an experiential reality. You can access this Ishvara, the blessings, in your heart, in a state of meditation. So, the Upanishad says, okay, one more idea I would like to say. If you don't live this message, this vision, then life becomes miserable. And such a person who ignores this vision, ignores this Ishvara, doesn't get plugged onto this Ishvara, his life will be in a dark dungeon hell, he says. Asurya namate logaha. Asurya namate logaha. You will come to live in a lightless, dark world. Andhena tamasavridaha. Tante prastyabhigacchandi. Yeke atmahano janaha, he says. So the people who those who don't plug into this truth, this reality, what happened to them? They are called atmaha, suicides. They are suicide, isn't it? You unplug. Then there is no light. There is no light. You unplugged it. The computer stops, isn't it? If you unplug the computer. And you are looking around why the computer is not working, you are hitting there, you don't follow the golden rule. What is the golden rule? It's not plugged. Is it not? You are doing everything. Computer doesn't function because it's not plugged. The first thing you have to do is see whether it is plugged. It happened to me once. My computer was not functioning. I hit there, I kicked there, I did everything. It's not functioning. I called an expert. He comes and he looked around. He says, Swamiji, you are not plugged in. Then how it will work? There is dark. The screen is dark. So the Upanishad warns us, if you don't plug yourself into this, by meditation and prayer and changing your lifestyle, and disciplining yourself, doing exercise, eating right, and so on and so forth, if you don't do that, you will come to live a life of misery, depression, hatred, jealousy, illness, sickness, both psychological and physical. So don't do that. You are missing a great opportunity. So that's the second idea. The third idea is you have to see this Ishvara in your own heart. So the sloka is Yastu sarvani bhudani atmanyeva anupashyati. Sarva bhudeshu cha atmanam na tadaha vichukupsade. Those who see the whole universe in his heart, the Ishvara in his heart, and his body mind as part of the universe. A two-way process. You see everything in your consciousness, because essentially we are conscious people. There is nobody unconscious here. Those who see everything in your heart, because the consciousness is reflected in your heart. Contemplative heart. Not an excited or extroverted heart. Contemplative. So those who see the whole universe, Ishvara, in her heart. And her body mind as part of the universe. Two things, which is very important. Yastu sarvani bhudani atmanyeva anupashyati. Sarva bhudeshu cha atmanam. You see yourself in all beings in you. Like that, you see all waves in water, and you see water in all waves. Isn't it? Meditate a little bit. Meditate on this. If we can do that. So at this point, our idea is that we are the body-mind-ego complex, isn't it? This body-mind-ego complex is part of the world. I have already discussed in the Upanishad, the Bhagavad Gita class. Part of the world. And when you discover, which is called bhakti, in Vedanta is called bhakti. Bhakti means seeing your body-mind-ego complex as part of the total world. One simple example is your body-mind-ego complex is born of the food that you have eaten, the water that you have drunk, the air that you have breathed. All belongs to the world. And finally, your body, mind, ego complexes merge into this world. From clay back to clay, isn't it? From mud back to mud. From food back to food. So that is a very, in a way of explaining your relationship with the world. Experiential way of explaining. And once you become a bhakta like that, humble, simple bhakta, then you realize suddenly, oh, I am something beyond. My nature is pure consciousness. This all requires a lot of meditation. A lot of cool thinking. That's why I say, be cool, man. Don't get agitated. Meditate a little bit. And experience things are changing in you. Your body is changing, your thoughts are changing, your emotions are changing. Your way of looking at the world is changing. So first to become a bhakta, a devotee. A devotee means he constantly discovers his body, mind, ego complex related to the world. Ishvara. Then you realize, I am that pure blissful consciousness. So discover the seat of this Ishvara can be seen in your quiet heart. When the heart is calm, when your mind is calm, you can get a glimpse or an experience of this. So that's how they're connected. Otherwise, it is only a transcendent. It is only a transcendent, it's immanent. It is in you. So, yastu sarvani bhudani atmanyeva anupashyati sarva bhudeshu cha atmanam na tadaha vichugupsa. Thereafter you hate none, he says. When you see that, thereafter you hate none. It's impossible for you to hate. Just as a mother cannot hate any of her children, they cannot hate. A guru cannot hate any of her disciples. You cannot hate any part of the body, can you? I hate my nose. I love my toe. You cannot say that. You love your whole being, Hatred is not possible. Hatred is not possible with this contemplation of this Upanishad. Whether it is a racial difference or cultural difference or linguistic difference or financial difference, hatred is not possible. You embrace the whole world in the web of love. It is natural to do that. You don't have to make even an effort. It comes naturally. So experience this in the silence of your heart, in contemplative states. You can get access to this truth. So that is the third idea. Otherwise you become a Atmaha. You're ignoring the self. So what was the first idea? That God, the Ishvara, lives in the center of this ever-changing universe. Therefore, nothing belongs to you, that little entity to which you are holding on all the time. Therefore, don't hoard, don't covet, but share. The more you share, the more you get. Second idea is, therefore, be very active because you have got access. Be very active and live for 120 autumns or summers or winters, whatever you want to say. And the third idea is, where do you search for it? Your heart. The contemplative heart is a window into this truth. And the fourth idea is, Bhagavan says, how do you describe this in a language which you understand? So that in a linguistic contemplation, words, some idea. How do you describe this truth? Linguistically. He says, this truth is explained in terms of contradictions and paradoxes. So when you use words, idea, contradictory and paradoxical statements, then the mind becomes still. And when the mind is still, you get access, insight. So what are the paradoxical language used here? It moves and moves not, he says. How can that be? It's against Aristotelian logic, isn't it? It either moves or doesn't move. You cannot walk and sit. But this truth, it walks while it is sitting. It is everywhere while it is nowhere else. It's nowhere but everywhere. So it walks while it is sitting. It is lying down but is everywhere. Tad ejati tannejati, tad dure tad antigecha, tad andarasya sarvasya, tad sarvasyasya bhakyataha. Meaning, it moves, but it moves not. The whole universe, if you look at it, the wholeness, it moves and it moves not. It is very close to you, but it is far away from you. That is inside and outside. This is what I said, the language of paradox. Does it move? No, it doesn't move. But it moves also. Is it here? It is here. But it is not there. Yes, it is there also. That you are not speaking Aristotelian logic now. We are speaking the Rishi logic now. Aristotle can go to hell, whatever it is. So it is near, at the same time it is far, it is inside, it is outside. It is not only inside, but it is outside. It is you and your enemy also. Why not? It is now, in the past, the present, future. It is all inclusive. So that's the slogan. It uses, it moves and moves not. It is in and out. It is near and far. Actually, it is manifest and unmanifest also at the same time. So none of your categorical, definitive words and ideas can explain it fully. It cannot. So some people say, therefore it is not there. The Rishi say, therefore it is the only truth. The rest are all changing, transforming, appearing and disappearing shadow. The phantasmagoria of this manifest universe is only a shadow, he says. So use this language Rishi uses. Tad ejati tannejati, tad dure tad antigecha, tad andarasya sarvasya, tad sarvasyasya bhakyataha. It's everywhere. So if somebody says it is inside, immediately you should say it is outside also. Then you tell me, sir, is it inside or outside? It is both. It is neither. I think you have gone crazy. Isn't it? If you use this language, you have gone crazy. Yes. The Upanishads Rishi is a crazy person. His vision is crazy. That is why somewhere it is said, how did you get it? How do you get this insight? Because I got intoxicated, he says. I got intoxicated. Somam pibama somam. I took some intoxicant. I'm not, today you don't go and take some LSD or something, don't do that. There's a different kind of intoxication. Somam pibama, at the end of the yajna, they take this soma, some leaf, they press and create this kind of intoxicant and then drink it. Somam pibama somam. Then what happened? Amrutam bhavama. I got out of my fear. I'm no more afraid, isn't it? When you drink, you are no more afraid. Couple of drinks, thereafter you think you can take on the world. Or you start singing and all that. So pibama somam, amrutam bhavam, I became fearless. Then devam avidama. I came to know the truth, he says. I shook up my brain and I came to know. This is called Rishi Pratyaksha or Yogi Pratyaksha. So I don't want to go into the epistemology of that. Epistemology means how do you know what do you know? When I see a chair, I know the chair because I opened my eyes and then I saw the chair. That's the epistemology of seeing the chair. Or I say there is smoke on the mountain, fire on the mountain. How do you know that? Because I see some smoke, I say, that's the epistemology of that. So here, how do you see this? How do you see this truth? What is the epistemology of that? I'm not going into all the details. It's not important here because you are already sold to this idea. There is epistemology. There is a deep, very deep analysis. How do you know this metaphysical reality? So, it moves not, it is inside, it is outside, it breaks the Aristotelian categories, logical categories, verbal categories. Therefore, sometimes you get a little shaken. You're stunned and you're still in the process. You get pitchforked into a higher realm of understanding. And you say, aha, I understood. Then explain to me, I can't. Explain to me, I can't. Aha, I understood. I stood under that. That is why I understood. I stood under that. And it showered upon me. And I got seduced into that. That's the kind of experience you get when you look at this truth. So, they use language of paradox, like the Zen Buddhism. Meditate upon the sound you make with the one hand. Or meditate upon the hair on an egg. Or the rabbit's horn. It's not possible. Or meditate on a square circle. Is it possible? Right? You'll say, Swamiji, I salute you. This is not for me. Isn't it? Meditate on a square circle. It defies logic. And at the same time, it is not illogical. It is illogical, let's say. It is not illogical or logical. It is illogical. Something different. Some different way of understanding things. So, the Upanishad uses this words of paradox. And also he says, it is a source of everything. Like the modern science says, quantum field, and then quantum collapse, and then particles, and atoms, and molecules, and cells, and tissues, and organs, and organisms, and all that. One after another, it tumbles down. The structures, and functions, and relationships, and agencies, everything comes. So the Upanishad says, from this, everything manifests. Everything manifests. So, this is source of everything. Kavim manishi paribhu swayambhu yadadadhyata hartan vidadat shashudibhya samabhyais. For eternity, it put everything in place by this cosmic intelligence. Everything in place. It's a play. It's a play So your life also becomes a play when you understand, which is called motiveless compassion, motiveless love, because you are so rich inside. You are so blessed. You feel I can burn from both sides for the world. That's kind of experience you get. In the process, you grow, you flower, you bloom in myriad ways. So, that's how it is explained. Now the Upanishads comes down to certain ideas where we have some confusion. Should I work or meditate is one confusion. Working is very difficult because relationships and commitment and then investment, and then I'm not sure whether I'll get it back. Therefore, I would rather retire and sit and sip cups of coffee and watch TV with my retirement investment and all that. The work seems to be a little stressful, uncertain. So therefore, I should meditate and realize the truth, and then I have nothing to do with this world. So we always think in terms of binaries. Either work or meditation. Either material life or spiritual life. Isn't it? That's what we are thinking. The Upanishads say that's not the right thinking. That's not right. You have to combine both. So this doubt between work and meditation, vidyamcha yastadvedo bhayam saha. Vidya mrityam tirtva, avidya mrityam tirtva, vidya amrutam shunude. You have to do both. Your work should become a meditative experience. All the time be active, interact, invest. Live in that area of uncertainty. Certainty is a dead life, isn't it? Everything is certain, then there is no excitement, no challenge, nothing. There's no growth. So live in uncertainty, live in ambiguity. Work, take risk, jump into the fray. Keep moving, charayved. Work, and the work itself become a meditation. At this point, what we do, we meditate for half an hour, then go to work, then come back and meditate. That's okay. Initially, this division is there. But over a period of time, meditation and work fuse into one. Meditation becomes, you can meditate in work, you can work in while you are meditating. So don't try to create a split there, he says. When I was teaching the Bhagavad Gita, I have given you that idea. Focus on a work, keep your mind in balance, get access to the spirit. So the spirit will take over the work. You become a channel. Your choices become a channel for the spirit to unfold and realize its own full potentialities. So work and meditation should go together. Initially, of course, you meditate for, even now, even when you know it, meditate for half an hour, sit on the mat and sit right posture, close your eyes, blah, blah, all those things you can do. But a time will come, meditation become a 24-hour experience. And I told you, meditation means blissfully interacting with the world, not for happiness. Happily interacting with the world is meditation. Work is interacting with the world for happiness. That's why we are working. You're changing the whole philosophy of life. So let's not think meditation and work are different. So they used a new word, earlier I used that worship. Work and worship go together. Work and meditation go together. When I am talking, I am in meditation. When you are listening, you are in meditation. When you drive, you can be in meditation. But don't close your eyes. When you drive, close your eyes. That's not what is recommended. When you cook, you can be in meditation. When you sing, you can be in meditation. When you do a scientific project, you can be meditation. Research, you can be. Play, you can be. Meditation means you draw your inner energy and pour out into the world. That's the meaning of meditation. So let's not create this difference between meditation and work. Because we already seen that the world is its roots in consciousness, the transcendental reality. Other doubt is, should I meditate upon a form or the formless? Nirguna saguna upasana. The Upanishad says it is as silly as asking, should I look at the pot or the clay? When I look at the pot, I don't see the clay, isn't it? Do you? A pot made of clay. Here is a pot made of clay. So where is the clay now? Where is the clay? The clay is the pot. Now you are asking me the question, should I meditate on the clay or the pot? Clay is the cause, the transcendent. Pot is the terrestrial, the form, isn't it? A fool, excuse me for using that term, when you look at the pot, you are seeing the clay. It's not different. So when you look at an object in the world, you are seeing the whole, isn't it? Purnamada Purnamidam. When you look at a drop of water, you are seeing the whole body of water in the world. Isn't it? So again, this binary, this conflicting thought, and the need to make a choice, and you cannot, and you live in eternal confusion. So he says, when you are looking at a particular object, actually you are seeing the whole. So you can meditate on a Shivalinga, a little stone, pick up a little stone from river Narmada or a round stone from river Gandak and say this is Vishnu, and that it will expand. It is good that you keep a murti in front of you, but with this vision. With this vision. So this binary idea, should I meditate upon a murti or a form or formless, is meaningless. You can look at a given object and see the whole universe. I told you in my Gita lectures, when Saisha and Malaysia looking at Obama, they are looking at her father, a man, a father, and the President of the United States also. Isn't it? So similarly, even when you look at a round stone, the Salakrama, you are looking at the whole universe. The ability to see the whole ocean in a drop of water. This is called the holistic vision. So, Sambhudim cha vinasham cha yastadvedo bhayam saha vinashena mrittim tirtva sambhutya amridam shinde. Vidyam cha yastadvedo bhayam saha avidyaya mrittim tirtva vidyaya amridam shinde. By work, you are able to gain that inner purity. By upasana, saguna upasana, you are able to gain that inner concentration. Then you can pitchfork into meditation. So there is no conflict between saguna and nirguna. There is no conflict between work and meditation. Think about it. They are one and the same. You can integrate both. There is no conflict between the transcendent and the terrestrial. Just as there is no conflict between clay and water. No conflict between water and the waves. There's no conflict. Otherwise, you live in permanent conflict, making choices, impossible choices. Don't do that these days. So having said all this, now the Upanishad says. Do you find it difficult? The Upanishad asks. Do you find it difficult, this idea, to live this idea? It seems something is covering. You are inspired, you want to commit yourself, but something is pulling you back. Some minor incident there, some minor incident here, or family problem, or a health problem, or this problem, that problem. Something is always interceding, inhibiting you. I'm ready to leave, but something is pulling me back. It seems the beautiful beatific face of truth is covered by a lid. And so here is a prayer. The three prayers, the Upanishads concludes with three prayers, expressing your excitement and helplessness. I am excited, but I am helpless. I need some help. The prayer is offered to Lord Sun, because Sun seems to be the dominant aspect in my life, in the solar system. Sun gives me energy, light, everything is from the sun. So it seems that the whole truth you are talking about to me is the sun, which I see every day in the morning, peeping through the cloud, waking me up. And when the sun goes, I go to sleep. So for me, my God, this truth you are talking about is the sun. So Pushan, the word for the sun is Pushan. Pushan means the nurturer and the nourisher. So we are supplicating to the sun, help me, lift me. Remove the lid from the truth. Remove the scale from my eyes. I am helpless, I am excited, I am hungry for this. So the prayer is, Hiranmayena patrayana satyasya abhihidam mukham. O Pushan abhavranu satya dharmaya dushtaye. Please remove this lid, this mask from the truth. Push me into that. A Pushan, abhavranu means remove. Hiranmayena patran, by golden disc, golden cover, golden mask. This truth is covered. Remove that. So that I can see the truth, I can live the truth, I can burn myself into the truth, I can surrender into the truth. It's a prayer to the sun. Hiranmayena patrena satyasya abhihidam mukham. O Pushan abhavrunu satya dharmaya dushtaye. I am a simple devotee of truth, a helpless, simple child of truth. I want to live that. Remove this part. Hiranmayena patrena satyasya abhihidam mukham. O Pushan, Pushan means sun. Abhavrunu satya dharmaya dushtaye. I am satya dharma. I am a satyagrahi. I am on the path of truth. And I feel lost. Come, guide me, lift my hand, lift my spirits, and guide me. That is one prayer. And the second prayer is, there is a simple connection between you and me. The light in you is the light in me. The light which comes through my eyes, my mind, and the light you are, these are from the same source. So I am your child. I am not a stranger to you. I am your child. The same light that you are is in me. I can see the connection. You are my father. You are my parent. These earthly fathers and parents, I don't care. I care for you. So please lead me kindly light, that prayer. So remove this. So whenever you feel helpless, this mantra, the Pushana Bhavranu Satya Dharmaya Dushtaye. You are my father. There's an invisible code that connects between us. The light in you and the light in me. So there is a meditation in the Upanishads, meditating on the light in the eye. All those things we will see when we see the other Upanishads. Then another mantra, very interesting mantra, we are so much attached to this body. So the mantra is Vair Anilam Amrudam Athedam Bhasmandam Shariram. O Kradosmara, Kradagam Smara, Kradosmara, Kradagam Smara. This extreme attachment to his body and this limited life. Do you know the truth? He says. This breath which is holding your body together will leave you one day. Vair Anilam Amrudam. This Vayu, this 4 cc of air that dances in your nostril will leave you and merge with his source. It will go one day. He breathed or she breathed her last, isn't it? What happened? The Vayu left it. The Vayu means this breath. 4 cc, 4 to 50 cc of air that dances in your nostril, which holds all these molecules together into an organism. It will leave you one day. Vayu Ranilam Amrutam. It will go. And what happened to the body? Bhasmandam Shariram. The body will become ashes or food for worms. Then what is remaining in you? O Kradosmara, Kradagamsmara, Kradosmara, Kradagamsmara. Keep remembering your relationship with Ishvara, he says. Throughout your life, at the back of your mind, the background music should be, I am that immortal self. This body is only something hanging around me. I am that immortal self. Krado means this individual, you. Remember your true nature. Continue to remember it. Because things will start falling off. As I told you, a tooth will fall, a hair will fall. You will find it difficult to move physically. Memories will leave you. Memory also will leave you. Everything is leave you. Then what remains is this understanding. I am that immortal self. Be fearless. O Kradosmara, Kradagamsmara, Kradosmara, Kradagamsmara. This is a prayer to the mind, an appeal to the mind. Keep remembering your real nature. And I am that immortal self. So first prayer was to the sun, second to the prana or the mind. And the third prayer to the sacrificial fire. Every day, I stand in front of Shiva or fire. And the prayer is, Agne nayasubadaraye yasman vishwani deva vayunani vidwan yodhyasmadjuhrana menaha bhuishtante namurtim videma. So first prayer is to the sun. Second is to your own breath, your inner mind. Third prayer is to fire in front of you. The significance of fire and the wheel and zero is very important in human life. Without these three, there is no progress possible. Fire, wheel, and zero, the idea of zero. So fire is very, very important. Light up the fire every day. And the prayer is Agni. Agni means Agragami. You are in front of everybody. All gods follow you. Agni. Because without fire you cannot see anything, isn't it? So, O Agni, Agragami Agni, Nayasubadaraye, Vishwani Deva Vayunani. You are the all-knowing fire. When you are alive, I can see everything. When you are dead, I don't see anything. When you are absent, I don't see. When you are present, I see everything. So Agni, O fire, you know everything. Both the good and bad, crooked and straight path, you know. So Agni Nayasubadaraye, lead me on the right path. Lead me on the right path. Be my guide, be my friend, be my philosopher. Agnena yasupadaraye yasman vishwani deva vayunani vidvani. You know everything. Yuyodyasmad juhurana venaha. Take away the crookedness from me. I always think the shortcuts, crooked ways. Like Trump. You send his people, he thought can influence all the decisions, not knowing that it is not possible. There's a big system working. It's not your likes and dislikes. You take away the crookedness from me. The impulse for shortcuts. Take away that. Yuyodyasmad juhrana menaha bhoyishtam te namuktim videma. I salute you hundreds of times. I salute you. I fall at your feet. I go around you. I look at you. Bhoyishtam te namuktim videma. My salutations to you, fire. Show me the right path. With that, the Upanishad ends. So we also conclude this presentation with this prayer. So let me do this prayer, this prayer for you. You listen to this prayer. So first prayer is Purnamada Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyade Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyade. Second prayer is Hiranmayena Patrena Satyasya Abhidam Mukham O Bhushan Abhavranu Satyadharmaya Drishtaye. And third prayer is Vayur Anilam Amrudam Athedam Bhasmandam Shariram O Krado Smara Kratagam Smara Krado Smara Kratagam Smara. And the last prayer is Agnena Yasupadaraye Yasman Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidvan Yuyodhyasmad Juhurana Mena Bhuishtante Namuktim Videma. My salutations to you. Thank you very much. And next week, Saturday, we'll see the Keno Upanishad. Keno Upanishad. In Keno Upanishad, you find the Satya Mithya Viveka. The Viveka, the discriminative understanding between truth and appearance. Reality and appearance. That is the Kena Upanishad. Kena means by whom? By whom? That's a question. By whom? Who is that? It is not asking what and how. The question is who. The who question. We'll see next time. Thank you once again.